You know that feeling when you realize people have been watching you, not in a creepy way, more like they have been observing and they keep landing on the same word. Intelligent. Yeah, intelligent. They keep saying you're very intelligent, specifically because of two things you do. Two things most people can't seem to hold together at the same time. You were in a situation, maybe at work, maybe with family, maybe someone you once trusted completely, and they were trying to get a reaction out of you, poking at you, testing you, trying to make you snap, crumble, show everyone around that you are not as stable as you seem. And you felt it, that heat rising in your chest, that voice in your head screaming at you to react, to defend yourself, to give them exactly what they wanted. But something in you didn't. Something in you saw exactly what was happening in real time, like you were watching the whole scene from above. And that's when the watching started. That's when people began noticing who you actually are. Because unshakable power, real power, it's never given to you. You forged it. You forge it in moments exactly like that. That's real. That's not broken. That's you. They are seeing something most people miss entirely. They are seeing that you have got this way of handling things that doesn't make logical sense for what you have been through. Like, by any reasonable measure, you should be bitter. You should be reactive. You should be, completely shattered. But you are not. You are somehow more together. And here's where it gets strange. The people who tried to break you, they actually made you clearer, sharper, more unmistakably yourself. That's not normal. That's not normal. Most people get hit like that and they stay down for years, sometimes decades. But you turned the attack into something else entirely. And I don't mean that in some cheesy motivational poster kind of way. I mean literally, when you look back at what happened, when you really look, you can see the exact moment you decided. You decided you were not going to let someone else's darkness become yours. You felt the pull, you felt the gravity of it. You almost magnetic drag toward matching their energy, sinking to their level, playing their games. Your hands might have been shaking. Probably were shaking. Your heart was definitely pounding. You could hear it in your ears, but your mind, beautiful mind, your mind stayed clear. And I've been trying to figure out what to call this thing you have. Honestly, I keep circling back to the same place. It's not just emotional control. It's not discipline exactly. Help me with that. It's like you can see through the moment while you are still inside it, while the heat is still on. And that's the first thing they noticed. That's what made them start using the word intelligent. Yeah, intelligent. Because most people can't do that. Most people get swallowed by the reaction. You didn't. Because the thing is, and I think this is what really gets them. The thing is, you were not born like this. Nobody is, but you especially. You went through things that would have made Most people, hard, bitter, completely closed off. There were days when you couldn't see a way out of any of it. Days when the weight of on your chest made it hard to just breathe normally. Nights when you stared at the ceiling and genuinely wondered if you'd ever feel like yourself again. I'm not being dramatic. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You remember those hours. The silence of 3 in the morning when everything echoes and nothing feels solvable. And yet, here's what they can't stop talking about. Everything you went through, all of it, it didn't make you smaller. It didn't make you mean. It transformed you. Your pain became something else entirely. And it became, and I know this sounds intense, but stay with me here. It became fertile ground, like something started growing in the wreckage while you were not even paying attention. Roots, deep invisible roots that you didn't know were forming while you were just trying to survive, while you were just trying to put one foot in front of the other and make it through another Tuesday. Something underneath was anchoring itself into something solid. And that's the first time I want you to think about this. That's the first time. These roots, because everything they are calling intelligence in you, it grows from exactly here. They don't even know they are seeing roots. They think they are seeing that no, strategy, wisdom, composure, but it roots. It's the fact that you are drawing from somewhere deep, somewhere you built yourself, one painful experience at a time, one sleepless night at a time, one moment of choosing not to react at a time. Your strength taught you things. It taught you discernment. It taught you how to read a room, how to read energy, how to see someone's intentions before they even open their mouth. That's not just emotional intelligence. That's earned. Yeah, that's earned intelligence. That's paid for wisdom. But here is what they are really stunned by, and I mean genuinely stunned, like they can't wrap their heads around it. After everything, after the betrayal, the cruelty, the people who tried to convince you that you were somehow less than, somehow deficient, somehow not enough, you came out the other side loving yourself more, not less, more. That's not how it's supposed to work. You are supposed to internalize that stuff. You are supposed to believe that the bad press, absorb it, let it become your inner voice. That's what the toxic people were counting on. That's literally the whole point of what they did. But instead you did this reversal, this complete invention of what everyone expected. It's like the roots went even deeper than you realized. They hit something, some bedrock of actual truth about who you are, and they latched on so hard nothing could shake them. And now you walk around with this quiet knowing, this certainty that doesn't need to announce itself. You're not performing confidence. You're not standing in front of their mirror repeating affirmations, hoping something eventually sticks. You just know. Your shoulders are back without you think about it. Your voice is steady. There is a stillness in your eyes that wasn't there before, and people see it. They feel it when you walk into a room. It shifts something, and that knowing, that's the second layer of what they are seeing. That's the second kind of intelligence they keep coming back to. Because somewhere along the way, in the middle of all of that chaos, you decided authenticity wasn't negotiable. You stopped wearing masks. You stopped shrinking yourself to make other people comfortable. You stopped editing who you are so strangers wouldn't feel intimidated. And that might be the most intelligent decision any human being can make. To just stop pretending, to stop performing, to exist as you actually are and let the chips fall. But here is what doesn't add up for them. Even now, even with all their observing, they are still trying to figure something out. How do you go from being someone who wasn't targeted, someone who was hurt, someone who had every logical reason to hide and armor up and disappear, to someone who stands there fully themselves, unafraid, almost luminous? That's the question hanging in their air around you. And I want to tell you what they are starting to realize. The thing that changes everything. But first you need to understand the second way they see your intelligence showing up. Because it's not just emotional. It's not just the roots. There is something else happening. Now I need to talk about something that might feel as a little uncomfortable, because the people watching you, and they are watching carefully, they have also noticed how much time you spend alone. Yeah, like that. How much time you spend alone, how much you genuinely seem to need it. And maybe there is a part of you that's wondered if that's wrong, strange, broken in some way. Maybe someone along the way made you feel like your need for solitude was a flaw, like you were being antisocial, avoidant, or what was the word that used? Detached, cold. You've probably heard it all by now. Why do you need so much time by yourself? Why are you so quiet at parties? Why don't you just come out, just be normal, just stop being so you? And for a while, maybe you believed them. Maybe you tried to force yourself to be more social, more available, more whatever everyone else seemed to want from you. But it drained you. It hollowed something out. Every single time you ignored your need for quiet, you felt yourself getting further away from yourself. That's the only way to describe it. You were losing your center slowly over years, because your solitude, and I need you to actually hear this part, your solitude is not avoidance. It's not a flaw. It's not something you need to fix. It's sacred. It's the space where you hear yourself think. It's where you reconnect with that deep current running underneath everything. Those roots. Whatever name you want to give it. It's where you remember what's true and what's noise. And the people who really see you, the ones who aren't threatened by your quiet, they have figured this out. They have realized that your time alone is exactly what makes you so clear, so centered, so sharp when you present with others, when you are present with others. You chose yourself. You set boundaries that most people would be too afraid to set because they'd rather have bad company than no company. You walked away from connection that cost you your peace, and that took a kind of courage that most people never develop. It took faith. Faith that being true to yourself wouldn't leave you permanently alone. Faith that the right people would find you in your quiet without you having to chase them down. And they are watching. They are the ones saying you are intelligent. And here is the thing they'd tell you if they could find the exact words. Those roots you grew in the dark, in all that silence, in all those hours alone, they are not hidden anymore. Everyone can see what they are become. A presence that doesn't need permission, a steadiness that doesn't get knocked over by the next strong wind. That's the intelligence they keep trying to name. That's what they see when they look at you. And it's not just emotional, it's practical. It's grounded, it's moved, it moves. Because the second thing they're seeing, and this is what completes the picture for them, is that you are not just intuitive and wise in some abstract floating way. You take that inner knowing and you do something with it. You translate it. You feel something, you get the intuitive hit, the gut feeling, the quiet inner voice pointing you somewhere. And then you ask yourself the most practical question in the world. Okay, what do I actually do with this? What's the step? What's the move? And then you take it. You ground it into your actual life, into your Tuesday morning, into your real relationships, into the choices you make about where you live and who you let close and what you say yes to. Most people live entirely in one world or the other. They are either all emotion, drowning in feelings with no direction, or they are all cold logic, cutting themselves off from their own knowing. But you built a bridge between the two, and that bridge, that fusion, is exactly what they are calling intelligence. You are the person who can feel everything deeply and still make a clear decision. You are the person who gets overwhelmed by emotion and still knows how to ground yourself enough to take the next practical step. You are the one who senses the energy shift in a room and then adjusts what you are doing in real time, without drama, without chaos. That's not normal. That's the blend. That's the thing. Remember when I said something strange was happening? That people were watching you handle things in a way that didn't match what you'd been through. Here's what they have finally understood. You're intelligent intelligence isn't one thing. It's the fusion. It's the fact that you feel everything. You are turned in your perspective. You are emotionally razor sharp. And you know how to take that raw feeling and turn it into action, practical action, grounded steps in the real world. The roots gave you stability. The intuition gives you your direction. The practical action, the doing, the choosing, the moving, that's what carries your life forward. That's what they see every single day. You're not just wise in theory, you're wise in motion. And the second thing they were trying to figure out, how you went from being a target to being completely unshakable. Now you know. You keep choosing yourself every morning, every decision, every boundary. You keep choosing the quiet, the truth, the practical step, the rooted place, and that is the answer. Here is what you need to understand. You already made the choice. This isn't about standing at some crossroads trying to decide between two paths. You are on the path. You chose it the first time you didn't react when everything in you wanted to explode. You chose it every time you went quiet and inward instead of going along with something that felt wrong. You chose it when you trusted your intuition and then backed it up with something real, something tangible, something you could actually do with your hands and your hours. You are not becoming intelligent. You are intelligent. It's not a skill. It's not a skill. You are developing from scratch. It's who you became in the fire. And this group of people watching you, they are not judging you. They are witnessing you. They are seeing someone who walked through genuine darkness and came out the other side as light. Not perfect light, not untouched, innocent light, but the kind of light that only exists because it fought its way out of something heavy. You are not just smart. You are a living demonstration of what becomes possible when someone refuses to let their pain write the final sentence of their story. That's what they are saying about you. That's what they see when they look at you. And maybe, just maybe, now you can start to see it too.